And there we go.
Spinning around one final blocker.
Oh, what a move to get around.
Going from 0 to gone.
Oh, man, that was gorgeous.
Oh, and a juke back to the end. That was beautiful.
And that's our game.
Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
Everyone. There we go. There's the energy. I know it's still kind of early. All right, not really. It's almost noon here. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for coming out on this wet Sunday. Glad you all are here for this Petals exhibition game. Between the Love Bug Bruisers and the Violent Valentines. Just a couple things before we get started. Please stay on your side of those black bumpers. That is for your safety and the safety of the skaters. Also, while the action is going, please don't walk in front of everybody. Please wait for the 30 seconds in between jams to go grab yourself some snacks or some merch. Your fellow fans will appreciate you for that. Also, this is a juniors game, so please cheer positively and responsibly. And leave the coaching to the coaches. You all cheer, let the coaches coach. And now, please give it up for all of our volunteers who make all this possible. And for all the fine folks in the black and the white, the officials on skates and off. And now, let's get this going. I believe we've got the Violet Valentines coming out first. In the white. Number 1, 2, 3 is Beetlejuice. Oh, I've got a bunch.
Oh, you got that one already?
172 is Bonjour. 189, Smokin' Cinder. 246, Cherry Chainsaw. Number 32, Murder Crow. Number 413, Razor Sharp. Number 423, Leonard Skinner. Wearing number 48, Tantrum. Number 575, Roller Poly. Number 646, Briar Rose. Number 87, Destroyer. Wearing 928, Mozilla. And finally, last but never least, number 97 is Tiny Monster. Give it up for the Violent Valentines. Helps if I turn the microphone on. All right, and now, introducing in the black, the Love Bug Bruisers. Wearing number 13, Smack and Cheese. 205, Dirty Blonde. Number 36 is Piranha Pixie. Number 44, Lemon Bomb. Wearing number 55, Wrecking Ball. Number 6, Grizzly Bear. 65 is Showgirl. 696, Beelzebub. Wearing 700, Tick, Tick, Boom. Number 725, Imminent Danger. 857 is Calamity Cat. 969, Doctor of the Pepper. And finally, 999 is Honey Bee Sting. Put your hands together for the Love Bug Bruisers.
All right, welcome to the stream of our Petals exhibition bout on this rainy day in Portland. My name is Snorlax, previously known as Christina, and my announcing partner just rushed in.
School.
Welcome, Nazgul. So, I would love to invite anyone who is watching from afar to say hi to us in the stream, especially if you are a knowledgeable Derby fan and you have things to add. I will come out and say that I am a very humble announcer. I am a Derby parent and fairly new to announcing, but I do love these kids and I do love Derby. My partner here is significantly more knowledgeable than me. Nazgul, you want to say what brings you here?
I'm usually a skater, but I'm announcing for this game.
Yep.
All right. We've got the two jammers. We've got number 87. That is, wait, why am I? Destroya against number,
Beelzebub.
yes, Beelzebub, 696.
Oh, looks
Beelzebub
like
is out as lead with Destroya about 20 feet behind. They are reaching the pack, slowing down, getting past for 4 points.
nice
Beelzebub.
move. Beelzebub is through for 4.
Good wall work by Piranha Pixie and the rest of Black Team. Beelzebub through for another 4 points.
This is an excellent first jam for Beelzebub, and Beelzebub calls it off. For any of you newer to Derby, because this is an exhibition game, I know that we have some kids playing in their very first Derby bout today. This game is being played by our level 2 players. We call them the Petals at Rose City. We also call that playing modified contact, which I will explain here in a minute as soon as we get this second jam started. Who do we have on the jam line?
We have Tick Tick Boom and Cherry Chainsaw. This is actually Cherry Chainsaw's first bout.
Nice. I love that name. Did she just pick it?
Pretty recently, yeah.
It's like Tick Tick is lead.
Oh, and a cut track for Cherry Chainsaw. Just heading to the box. That's a power jam.
Power jam is what happens when you only have one jammer on the track. If you're new to Derby, the points are scored by the person with the star getting through and passing their opponents. Every time they pass an opponent, at the hip level, they score 1 point. Since there are 4 opponents out on the track trying to stop them, they can get up to 4 points per time through. So what happened to Cherry? What was her penalty? What does that mean?
She got a track cut. That means that she ended up going out of bounds and then re-entering in front of someone who had position on her. Position means that the person was previously in front of you or had pushed you out of bounds.
So if you get pushed out of bounds, whether you're a jammer or a blocker, but this most often happens to jammers, your punishment is you have to go behind everybody who pushed you out or was in front of you at the time.
Chainsaw re-entering the pack, tracking back and forth. Great work by Doctor of the Pepper and Lemon Bomb, holding her back. And Cherry Chainsaw is through for her initial pass.
First time through in her first game.
Yep.
So a little secret about my partner here at Law School, happens to be my child, but is also a coach for these young skaters, preparing them for this level of play. Do you feel proud?
I do.
Feel free to pepper this with fascinating facts about our training program.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're watching from home, who are you rooting for? I see Aaron is rooting for both teams. I think we all are, really.
Jammers on the line. We have Tiny Monster and Honeybee Sting. This is a fairly common matchup as they also play against each other during the home team season.
That whistle blows. Tiny Monster is ahead and through for lead. Both of these young skaters are getting pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because we have copyrighted music, you can't hear much of what's going on in the hangar today, but we have a nice crowd for these very young skaters, and it's a little bit noisy.
Tiny Monster through for her first 4 points. Honeybee Sting fighting against Razor Sharp in the back.
Monster is trying to make up some of that point deficit for her team.
And Honeybee through for her 4.
Oh, Tiny's grandma is watching from Arizona. Hi, Melanie.
And Tiny calls off the jam before Honeybee can get any more points, leading to a 4-8 jam in favor of the Valentines.
We love Tiny. She is indeed a derby monster, though not a monster in real life.
We have, I believe, Smoke and Cinder against Imminent Danger for this next jam.
Smoke and Cinder was selected as captain for the Violent Valentines. I'm not sure who the captain is for Love Bug Bruisers. If you can spot that scene, Nazgul.
I believe it's Showgirl.
That's a good choice.
All right. Smoke and Cinder through for lead.
The captains in Derby have some special responsibilities. So at this level of Derby at Rose, we don't generally have captains picked for a team for a whole season for the Petals. But a very responsible and talented skater is generally selected to play the captain role at a game.
Imminent Danger able to fight through for 4 points. Smoke and Cinder has completed their second scoring pass.
So I mentioned that this is a level 2, or modified contact, we usually call it at Rose. Naz, do you want to explain what differentiates a level 2 or a modified contact from the full contact game you're going to play this afternoon?
So in modified contact, there are some restrictions on your ability to hit. You are expected to slow down before reaching the pack, before running into people. You are allowed to push as hard as you would like once you have made contact, but you need to have slowed down and not accelerated for the hit.
Looks like that jam is called off. And yes, at Rose City, we're a little bit different than many leagues. For our young skaters, we separate these levels by age. So at Rose City, until you turn 12, you play modified contact, no matter how experienced you are, with very few exceptions.
Right.
In some leagues, it's separated by skills, and so you can have younger kids playing full contact and older kids playing modified. Just depends on what works best for your league. There are pluses and minuses both ways, and this jam is off.
we have Leonard Skinner and Wrecking Ball. This is Wrecking Ball's first bout.
Yeah.
They are both through for their initial pass. Wrecking Ball about 10 feet behind Leonard.
I always have to kind of root for the one in their first game.
Very good offense and then defense switch by Razor Sharp just then, getting their jammer through and then catching the other jammer.
Looks like Lemon has a fan in the chat. Hey, where are you watching from? Leonard is through. Leonard was a very strong skater during the home team season here at Rose.
Wreck through for another 4 points.
Looks like the blockers in white are trying to form up, getting ready for Wrecking Ball to hit the pack. If I've got my black and white straightened out here.
Both jammers fight their way through.
You'll see Calamity Cat and company down there in black forming their tripods. That's what you want to do as the jammer approaches. But the jammer managed to squeeze on through there. These are all the building blocks of Derby that these kids are learning right now. The fun thing about our exhibition games is that we do have a lot of kids in their first game. These kids, some of them have just graduated from the training program and are hoping to get drafted to a home team in the summer.
Huge jam for both skaters, 20 and 24 points respectively.
Wow, that's awesome. So for the people who don't know Derby, what does a 24-point jam mean for a jammer?
7 laps in 2 minutes with 4 people trying to stop you. Very impressive. I struggle to do that.
I was expecting you to say career high or something like
Oh.
that. But yes, you're more accurate than I am. I get tired just watching it.
We have Tick Tick Boom and I believe that is Tantrum on the line respectively. Tick Tick Boom fights their way through.
Dr. the Pepper did some good blocking there. And who is the black pivot? I can't see their
That
number.
is Lemon Bomb doing
Oh, yes.
very effective one-on-one in the front.
Oh, a little bit of offense from, is that Tiny? The pivot for
Yes.
the Valentines. I am sorry.
Lemon Bomb does receive an illegal position penalty, but played very effective offense before going to the box.
I wish I knew what an illegal position is. I always get confused about it. What is illegal position?
It means you're in the wrong position.
Thank you.
Um,
This is what happens when you have mother and child announcing together.
in this situation, it was because the pack, which is the largest group of skaters from both teams, was up in the front, and I believe Lemon Bomb skated backwards. Oh, we have a power jam for the Violent Valentines as Tick Tick Boom has taken a seat in the penalty box.
Oh,
for
Tantrum
a
got
track
through.
cut.
There was a whistle. Somebody got something. Oh, we have a pivot and a jammer in the box.
Good 2-on-1 by Doctor of the Pepper and Lemon Bomb, moving into a 3-on-1 with Dirty Blonde, who then is sent to the penalty box on a multiplayer.
Tantrum is very successful. But now we have 2 jammers on the track. Tick Tick is back and just slipped up the inside. I'm not sure that the Valentine's tripod was ready for her.
Good job by Smack and Cheese guiding Tantrum into the pivot so that she could continue to be blocked.
So the number one question I get about Derby with newbies who show up here is what is the star? But then the second question is what is the stripe helmet? Do you want to
stripe
explain?
is what we call the pivot. They are one of the 4 blockers, and their job is almost exactly the same as any other blocker. The one difference is that they have the ability to become the jammer if the jammer takes off the star and hands it to them. This can only be done once. They can't pass it back and forth. So it's a decision that you want to think about before making. It's often done if a jammer is very, very stuck.
Jammers get very sad if their pivots are in the penalty box because then they have no backup.
We have Showgirl and Smoke and
Nice
Cinder.
attempt at blocking there by 413. But Showgirl zipped to the outside. Who is 413? That was very
Razor sharp.
razor sharp. Nice job, razor sharp.
Little bit of offense being played in the back by Cherry Chainsaw, the pivot for the Love Bug Bruisers.
In the shiny pink skates.
Good line work by Showgirl, breaking up the blockers as they try to follow them through.
And line work is moving sideways.
Sideways, side to side, taking advantage of the lines of the track.
For context, we have to explain this like we're talking to a newbie because we do not know who is watching.
Showgirl calls it after getting 16 points.
Oh, Lemon's mom is there. Hey, in Corvallis. We are also big fans of Lemon. And it looks like we've got Chainsaw's Auntie Coop from Southeast Portland. Hey.
And we actually have Chainsaw's older sister, Mozilla, jamming right now for the Violent Valentines against, is that
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub is through for lead.
Beelzebub's new blue hair makes me very happy. I too have blue hair. Beelzebub is pushing up the inside. Really good attempt at blocking there by Tiny. But Beelzebub was able to squeeze through. Can't be easy to squeeze through when you're not allowed to hit.
Mozilla breaks through for an initial pass. Tiny Monster successfully hits out Beelzebub at the last moment, is able to recycle them to the back of the pack.
Something I neglected to say was that jammers do not score points that first time they get through at the very start. The reason why they fight so hard to be the first one out is because the first one out is designated as lead. You can see the ref down there is pointing at Beelzebub, indicating that she's the lead, or they're the lead. And has the right to do what Beelzebub just did, tap their hips to end the jam.
12-3 jam in favor of the Love Bug Bruisers. You can see a replay right now of Tiny Monster's last moment hit, able to recycle the jammer.
Shout out to our stream team. Oh yeah, Saul is dancing in the stream team box over there.
We have Smoke and Cinder and Honeybee Sting out on the line as jammers.
We really are very fortunate here at Rose for having these skillful volunteers who do things like run our stream.
And both jammers are through, neck and neck. Honeybee is lead.
Those are two speedy jammers. Did they play with or against each other during the home team season? With each other.
I believe they are both on the Skaters of Doom.
Is that one of the perks of these extra little exhibition season games? You get to battle with some of your teammates?
Yes, it's very fun. The mix-up is very nice because it gives you the opportunity to play on the same team as people you're normally playing against and play against people that you normally are playing with.
Okay, what is that hand signal that Guinness the ref just made?
That is a direction. What that means is that one of the players has pushed someone else in opposite derby direction, so that is clockwise. You're only allowed to make contact pushing in roller derby direction counterclockwise. Otherwise, it is a penalty.
That is one of the many rules that keeps roller derby safer and keeps it from becoming a brawl out there.
Both teams working to make a tripod, likely hoping to slow down the jammers who so far have mostly been skating laps.
Oh. Honeybee got through. Oh, Honeybee called it off, but I think
Cinder also made the same amount of points, so this is a 16-16 jam.
All that work, and no advantage.
We have Wrecking Ball against Cherry Chainsaw.
I should mention that that orange line down there they're lining up on is called the jam line. That's where the jams begin. And it is sponsored by Jam on Hawthorne.
Rex shoots up the outside line, but is hit out by Tiny Monster.
I see Tiny Monster going back, raising her arm and shouting. That is called recycling, indicating that I was the one that pushed that jammer out, and they need to come back behind me or they are going to get a penalty.
Imminent danger, playing offense at the front for Rec, who is able to follow that offense and break through the pack for lead jammer.
What you just saw was the Blackers in Black tried to stop Cherry way back far behind the pack, which then they realized they were too far back. They were out of play, and they had to let Cherry go. They had to move up closer to their friends.
One penalty for each team right now. Oh, never mind. Razor Sharp's coming back to the track. Got a bit of pivot on pivot action right now between Tick Tick Boom and Leonard Skinner.
And Cherry is through
for initial pass.
Wow, the crowd is going wild here. I think Cherry Chainsaw has some fans.
Definitely.
I believe Cherry is one of the younger skaters.
Yes.
These skaters range in ages from 7 to 12, but for the most part are on the middle to younger side at this exhibition game. Yeah. White skater 413. I think they made contact with Cherry's shoulders. It was an accident, but still, if you touch somebody in a part of their body that you're not allowed to touch or hit in the game, you get a penalty.
And Rec calls it off with, let's see, 6 points. Cherry Chainsaw is able to get 3 points. So slight point advantage for Lovebug Bruisers in that jam.
They're lining up at the jam line, brought to you by Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, not for this game, kid-friendly, omnivore-friendly, and everybody-friendly breakfast place. I always get very hungry when I announce here. We've got Showgirl versus Mozilla. Showgirl is through. Showgirl is, Naz was saying, likely the captain
Yeah, I see a C on their shoulder.
for the Love Bugs.
Great defense done by Piranha Pixie. Really just locking down that jammer. Anytime that the tripod starts to break apart, Pixie is right in front to catch again.
Notice number 696 moved up to the front proactively to catch the jammer when they got through.
And Mozilla through for an initial pass. We are now down to jam time of this first half. The period clock has ran out. So once this jam ends, we will go to halftime. Some offense being played by Bonjour to try to get Mozilla out. As Showgirl slips through on the inside.
And calls it. Wow, that was an incredibly fast first half. These Petals games run 20 minutes per half, and they're over before I know it when there aren't any timeouts. All right, well, there are some fun and games that are going to happen here in the hangar during our 10-minute break. We're going to log off. You can watch some lovely ads, and then we will see you back here in 10 minutes. All right, we are back. Once again, I am Snorlax, formerly known as Christina, joined by,
Nazgul, always known as Nazgul.
formerly known as something that we won't say.
Old derby names.
Old derby names. Often kids change their names when they become older. This has been a pretty awesome game so far. Hey, look at that. We have our penalty tracker up.
No one's in too bad penalty trouble. Everybody 2 penalties or less. Both teams are equal at 5 penalties. This has been a very clean game so far.
Yeah, let's see. It's been clean. It's been really quick. Not a lot of timeouts. And here we are coming. We've got the zebras all out there. We do have some junior officials here today roughing this junior derby bout. On the outside lane, we have Pandemonium, and on the inside, we have Panda's brother, whose name I do not know. Do you know Panda's brother's name?
I do not, but you missed. We also have Chloe Catastrophe on the outside.
Oh,
as a junior
Chloe's
official.
out there. I am so sorry to Panda's brother. Okay. They are lining up at the jam line. Let's see. Have we had anyone else join us on the stream during those 10-minute break? Do not see.
We have Tiny Monster and Grizzly Bear jamming. I believe this is Grizzly Bear's first time jamming this game. Has been out as a blocker quite a bit, however.
It is. This is a good time to mention. Maybe it's not a good time to mention, because we're going to talk about Grizzly Bear rushing up to the front of the pack, getting lead.
Great offense by Tick Tick Boom. Those two have been working together for quite a while, been on the Bad Apples together for a few years. Probably very good at predicting what the other one's doing and working with each other as far as offense. Tiny
Grizzly
Monster.
was forced out there by, who is that?
I believe that is
Blacker with the black helmet and the white.
Tantrum?
I think you might be right. Oh,
Nope, that is not Tantrum. I think that's Smoke and Cinder.
looks like Grizzly had a skate out there and kept on going instead of recycling to the back, and that earned Grizzly a track cut penalty. When the camera lingers on the penalty box, you'll see that anybody who is boxed sits for 20 seconds, and then they stand for the last 10 seconds of their 30-second timeout. That lets the coaches and the other skaters on the track get ready. They know now that Grizzly Bear is about to re-enter because Grizzly has stood. And you see the blockers in white have noticed that. They're starting to get ready, and Grizzly is getting ready to re-enter.
Beetlejuice tries to run up to catch the jammer, but has offense played on them by Tick Tick Boom at the last moment. Tiny Monster fights way out of the pack for a second scoring pass. Beetlejuice catches Grizzly Bear this time around, slowing
nice
them down
catch.
enough to give other skaters a chance to
Oh.
get together, but Grizzly Bear sprints out through the pack.
That was a quick little move there to get past Beetlejuice. And Tiny is through again, and the jam comes to a close.
8-12 in favor of the Violet Valentines.
Huge shout out and thank you to our Rose City sponsor, 187 Killer Pads. They are the exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR. Often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. Thank you for saving my family many, many dollars of medical bills. Who do we have on the line?
We have Tantrum and Beelzebub.
We've seen that matchup already.
Beelzebub shoots through, but
Oh,
gets hit out at the
pushed
last
to the
moment by
outside.
Mozilla, who draws them back with Bonjour.
Wow. The Valentines are playing some very good defense here. Somebody got called. Who did the no? Oh no, we have a black jammer in black called on something.
We have Mozilla going to the box as well. There's a power jam for the Valentines right now. This means they've got some time to play some extra offense for their jammer. Looks like they're trying to figure out where to set it up right now. It's usually good to take a moment, get everything ready before you jump into it. Otherwise, your jammer might not be able to follow.
Fun fact, it took me a minute to learn as I was watching Derby games. The jammers do earn a point for every opponent they pass, which comes to 4 opponents per pass. But if one of their enemies is in the box and they get all the way through the pack, they get what's called a ghost point
Beelzebub sneaks through
for the
right
person
from
who
the
was in the box. So even though Beelzebub only passed 3 blockers there, they scored 4 points.
Little tumble being taken on turn 1. Everyone's able to get back up. Beelzebub coming in again.
We have Murder
Caught by
Crow
Murder Crow.
trying to push Beelzebub out to the outside. Beelzebub managed to squeeze around.
Tantrum through. Actually, for lead jammer, as Beelzebub never earned lead jammer before going to the penalty box. And after you come back from the penalty box, you're no longer eligible for lead, meaning that Tantrum received lead jammer the moment that she passed everyone. There was only about 10 seconds left in the jam anyways, so it didn't make a big difference.
Hey, Luther's got a fan. Hi, Chris. I thought you were in the building. I'm so confused. You're everywhere.
We have Tip
Those
Tick
Derby
Boom
parents, man.
and Leonard Skinner set up as the jammers. Their pivots are Lemon Bomb and Smoke and Cinder, respectively. Tick Tick Boom shoots up the outside. Both jammers are through. Let's see which one's lead. All right. Leonard Skinner is lead with Tick Tick very close behind.
You can tell that because Leonard is getting pointed at, while Tick Tick, as a ref, waving their arms at them, showing that they got through. They're going to score points, but they are not lead.
Leonard slips through on the inside. Tick Tick fighting and breaks through on the outside. About half a track behind Leonard.
There's a jammer pausing to think. That's a smart jammer there. Nice thing about modified contact, they do have to slow down, and so that does force that pause and that moment to plan their route. Everybody is getting ready. It feels like these are slightly different looking groups of kids from the first half. It feels like they have really just come together and gelled.
Well, the thing about these exhibition teams is they only skate together for about a couple of months before their game.
Yes.
So they have enough time to gel together somewhat, but not all the way. So you can see the difference even from the first half and the second half because that's more time that they've played together.
Just something about having that crowd. Here at Rose, we do have a good amount of seating, and so there can be quite a crowd here.
Power jam for the Violent Valentines as Tick Tick Boom is sent to the penalty box on a forearm. This, as there is less than 30 seconds left in this jam, this means that the next jam, the Violent Valentines, will start with the power jam, meaning that they will have time to play offense before they even have to worry about a jammer at all.
And the jam expires at its 2-minute mark. Was not called off. I feel like those 2-minute jams are probably pretty tiring.
They are.
So I've heard.
And for the first time, we have Razor Sharp on the line as the jammer for the Violent Valentines.
Wow, put out there in a power jam situation. A little bit of pressure. Our score is now 177 to 136.
Good offense by Beetlejuice, prying Showgirl out of their jammer's way.
Razor Sharp is through. Lead jammer on their very first jam of the game.
Tick Tick Boom has been released from the penalty box and is running behind.
Now Razor is probably thinking that it doesn't matter if Tick Tick gets through quickly first because Tick Tick was not on a scoring pass. Razor gets through, scores 4.
Both jammers now have their initial pass, so both are eligible to score next time they enter the pack.
Now I suspect that Razor is estimating whether they can get through.
And they do make it
Oh,
through.
they do get it through. I was going to say
For
get
8
through and
points.
call it off before Tick Tick gets through, but they've elected not to call it. Big part of Derby is also that these kids are keeping an eye on their coaches on the bench, and you'll see the coaches making hand gestures, telling those jammers when to call it off and when to just keep running it. Razor's going to go for another 4. Nice block there from the jammer in black with the gold helmet, number
Piranha
36, Piranha Pixie.
Tick Tick breaks through for another 4 points. Tick Tick able to sneak through on the inside once again.
That means Tick Tick has outscored the lead jammer. So Razor is going to try to.
Oh, and a
Razor-
cap pass to Mozilla, which does mean that Razor has lost the lead, but that also has given them their 4 points. They made it through on the cap. So if you've scored the points and then take it off and pass it, the points are received anyways.
Interesting strategy.
Just a few seconds left in the jam. And Razor Sharp switching very quickly from being the jammer to playing some defense, though Tick Tick is able to break through anyways.
I was mentioning the coach's guidance from the bench, and I just want to shout out our coaches today. We have for the Love Bug Bruisers, the head coach Pop-Tart, who is just the second aged up junior, 18 years old, assisted by junior coaches Pandemonium and Rosalicious. And then over on the Violent Valentines, we have Kid, our adult coach, one of our amazing adult skaters, was skating earlier this weekend and absolutely killed it, assisted by junior coach Miss Garcia.
Imminent Danger has broken through the pack but is not lead jammer. Tiny Monster was able to get lead but then was hit out of bounds again. Is now through though for initial pass.
Folks watching may be wondering, how does someone get through the pack and not earn lead?
If you get through the pack either second or while you get through, something weird happens, like you fall, someone else falls and you don't officially pass everyone, you can get that initial pass but aren't necessarily lead jammer. So right now, even though Imminent got through first, Tiny Monster was the one to earn lead. And is taking advantage of that, trying to keep the score even with Imminent Danger, who is a little bit ahead right now.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yes.
Derby is one of those sports. You explain the basic rules, and then you have to look at someone and say, accept, and they look at you with betrayal in their eyes.
Imminent Danger drives on the inside, able to force their way through that time.
It was a 12-11 jam.
And
Congratulations to the Love Bug Bruisers.
a
They have broken
timeout
200s.
called by the Violent Valentines.
Timeouts here at Rose City are sponsored by our beloved Welcome to PDX, our official realtor. If you are considering buying or selling a house, please reach out.
Officials also taking this timeout as a moment to get some water and converse. The thing about being a referee is that while the skaters get to rotate on and off, as a ref, you have no alternates. You are always going out. So big thanks to our officials, and very impressed by their endurance. We have on skates Pearl Jim, Adam Splitter, Django Fett, Uni, Shobi Wan, Kira Duncan, Catastrophe, and Guinness.
Big shout out to Kira. I think that she has reffed every single game this weekend.
I think so, as well as an entire tournament last weekend, which included her 1000th game officiated.
Coolest ref there is. I would also like to thank another one of our major sponsors here at Rose City, 888 Helmets. Exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR, along with 187 Killer Pads. 888 elevates derby safety standards with cutting-edge technology. They have more derby-specific gear than any other brand. 888 has you covered, and that is true.
Official timeout called. I believe that was because the Violent Valentine skaters were not yet on the track when the jam should have started. This usually leads to a captain's penalty
And
for
it
that
is.
team.
It is indeed. It looks like.
Yep, looks like they're sending their captain, Smoke and Cinder, to the penalty box.
As exciting as this is also a good chance for us to mention that if you know a young person who is watching this with interest and needs something to do over spring break, Rose City Rollers has a wonderful roller derby spring break camp, March 23rd through 27th. This is for kids ages 7 to 12, all genders, and at any skating level. They alternate skating and doing arts and crafts and hanging out. Rose City is fortunate to have gear that can be lent, so there is no financial investment beyond buying a mouth guard and paying for the camp fees. Please go to rosecityrollers.com for information about how to sign up a young person in your life.
We have Tantrum and Wrecking Ball jamming. Wrecking Ball is through for lead. Tantrum is able to slip past Piranha Pixie's hips and through the pack as well. White team is rushing up to the front, likely to try and get as far away from the jammer as possible so that it takes them a little bit longer to score.
Okay, the moment of strategy and tension as the jammers approach the pack. Yeah, this late in the game, you can tell that these kids have gelled more as a group.
Great lockdown wall by Piranha Pixie, Calamity Cat, and Showgirl. Even with the offense that was being played on them moments ago by Mozilla, they were still able to continue to rotate around it. Now they're starting to get stretched out, but still holding the jammer.
Yeah, this is becoming a game of blockers. Often it feels like the jammers get the glory because they've got the fancy star. And we love to watch them skate fast, but Derby is really won or lost based on how those tripods of blockers work together.
Rec makes it through for another 4 points.
We are looking at 8-4 for this jam so far.
Now 8-8 as Tantrum makes it through on the inside.
15 seconds left in this jam. A little short of 7 minutes left in the half. You can see Coach Kidd there in red getting the next group ready to go out, while Garcia was watching the track getting ready to shout directions to the kids that were playing.
We had a 9-8 jam in favor of the Love Bug Bruisers.
Big shout out to the other officials that are out there, equally important, who are wearing black. Our non-skating officials today. I was gonna pause for the jam to start, but then the officials called a timeout for themselves, so I have a good chance to say Darth Bling, Banana, Sarah, Stabby, KT Boundary, Flip, Babe, Ghost H, Mortal Kombat, Dr. Crusher, Jump Cut, and Rita Slayworth. I do not know that they are all at this game, but they are all working one or both of our 2 exhibition games today. And we have Lemon Bomb through.
Destroya breaks through not long after, about half a track behind Lemon Bomb, who is getting ready for their first scoring pass. Makes it past Cherry Chainsaw, Beetlejuice, and Razor Sharp. Still has to fight past Tiny Monster. And Lemon Bomb gets a penalty, I believe. Thought it was a cut, but it doesn't seem to be.
Power Jam for the Valentines. That is probably exactly what they would love to have right now.
Great sweep of the inside line by Tiny Monster and Razor Sharp. Completely opening it up for Destroya to get through and score some points.
Okay, this is just the first exhibition game, getting kids ready for home team season, and I think we're going to have a good home team season this year.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all trained them up well in training program. Well done.
Thank you. Lemon Bomb back on the track. Getting caught up by Tiny Monster. Oh, almost stopped by Cherry Chainsaw, but able to push past.
Oh, someone tumbled in the middle. I believe that was Lemon Bomb. Destroy is through. A 16-point jam.
Lemon Bomb makes it through, now at 8 points.
You see the ref who is shadowing Lemon Bomb there, holding up 4 fingers, indicating that Lemon Bomb got all 4 points on the previous pass. Now the fingers are down because he is watching closely to see what she's doing now.
Lemon Bomb able to fight against the attempted hit out from Tiny Monster and work their way through on the inside.
She is through. It's like the blockers, this is their moment to breathe and get together. You see the black tripod there forming. But the jam comes to an end. I would like to sincerely thank a few more of our sponsors that make this possible. I would love to thank Menopause Northwest and Lionheart Kombucha. Thank you so much for sponsoring Rose City Rollers and making this possible for kids and adults. But today we're here for the kids. Who's on the jam line this time? The Jam on Hawthorne jam line.
We have Honeybee Sting and Smoke and Cinder.
Ooh, so close.
Smoke and Cinder is able to break through. Honeybee not far behind.
That was just some very good work by the pivot in white.
That is Mozilla, I believe.
That got lead for her jammer.
Bonjour and Briar Rose holding up Honeybee Sting long enough for Mozilla to come up and catch, though they are then able to make it past Mozilla.
Teamwork. Smoke and Cinder is through again. Oh, are they going to break? Are they going to break 200? Hopefully the crowd is paying attention to the fact that we almost have a 200 break here.
I believe Cinder has that 200th point
got past
now.
1, 2, 3,
and
4.
has received all 4. Breaking 200 for the Violent Valentines.
Destroya is getting some cheers from the chat. How are you doing at home, folks watching this? Do you feel the excitement?
Smoke and Cinder gets through for another 4 points and calls it off before Honeybee can break even. The score is currently 245 to 207 in favor of the Lovebug Bruisers.
While everybody regroups, I'm going to go ahead and also mention a couple more of our beloved sponsors, Portland Vital Signs and the Portland Mercury. Thank you so much for making this possible. And they're off.
Leonard shoots up the inside line. Beelzebub does the same. A couple seconds later, walls are getting back together, getting ready for both jammers who are speeding in, but of course slowing down before they actually reach the pack so as to not get illegal contact penalties. Leonard breaks through. Beelzebub is slowed down but not completely stopped by the Valentine's defense.
I hear whistles. I do not know what they mean.
Direction penalty for Tiny Monster.
Thank you. This is why it's always good to have a skater and part-time ref.
Both jammers make
Up
it
here.
through for another 4 points. Good try by Razor Sharp, slowing down Beelzebub, but they are able to fight past.
And that is fast race going on there. The refs are hurrying to catch up. Oh,
Had a tumble by one of the refs.
it
Everyone's
happens.
okay?
It happens. They do not get breaks.
Great catch by Razor Sharp, completely taking away all of Beelzebub's speed and slowing them down. We've got Tiny Monster getting back on the track. This might be the last jam of the game if they don't call it. We currently have more time left in the jam than we do in the period. So if this jam isn't called, this will be the last jam. And a very great last jam it would be with both jammers already at 20 points. Oh,
It is
we
called.
might have another one.
So there is 9 seconds left in the game.
A timeout is called to freeze that clock so that they can have one more jam. And it looks like we're having Piranha Pixie Jam for the first time for the Lovebug Bruisers after the end of this timeout.
We have been so engaged in this game that I have failed to mention a couple of our very beloved sponsors. I'd like to thank Porque No Taqueria, the sunniest place in Portland, voted the best tacos and Mexican food in PDX. And also the Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon.
We also have Bonjour on the jam line for the first time. It seems like both teams are giving some of their pivots a chance to jam for this last jam.
That's pretty fun.
These two are teammates during the home team season. They both play for the Killer Bees. Pixie's currently wearing a Killer Bees jersey.
If you are watching because you love a child who's playing roller derby at Rose City, consider checking out our merch for any upcoming gift-giving occasion. Check out team merch at rosecityrollers.com/shop and order online. So you or the kid in your life can rep their favorite teams.
The quick spin on the inside. Piranha Pixie is through for lead jammer. Bonjour fighting against Showgirl Lemon Bomb. Beetlejuice trying to play some offense to get Bonjour through. Piranha Pixie does a short hop on the apex.
And you'll see that the game time has run out. It says a big old 0 up there. There is 1 minute, 28 seconds left in the jam if the lead jammer chooses to let that play out. Always an interesting decision because the lead jammer's team is in the lead, but also skating is pretty darn fun. Score is currently 269 to 227.
Bonjour still working for that initial pass, almost through.
And
Has to
she's
condemn
through.
Lemon Bomb, but makes it through. Quick
Look.
apex jump
Little
by Piranha
apex
Pixie.
hop. First apex hop of the game. Okay. Piranha Pixie's coming back to the pack.
Great offense played by Wrecking Ball,
Bonjour
helping
is
to
in the
break up
back.
the pack. Bonjour working
Making
for their
through.
first scoring
Scored some
pass.
points. Got all 4, I think.
Yep, there's 4 points.
Well, this is a pretty fun last jam.
It's looking like Pixie is planning to run this jam to its conclusion.
Yep, there's no sign from the bench, but both teams are standing, which is kind of traditional.
To cheer on everyone who's out in that last jam. Pixie driving on the inside line.
Very good reason to try to see a game in person at Rose City. As soon as this official score goes up, which it will in a moment, all the fans in the place will rush out and make a circle to high-five their skaters. Very special tradition with roller derby.
We have an unofficial score of 281 for the Love Bug Bruisers and 233 for the Violent Valentines. We'll see after the officials check in with each other if that is the correct score.
Congratulations to all of the skaters, especially folks in their first game, and especially to those of you from the future who are checking back in to watch your footage. I hope you feel proud. Thanks for joining us. And hang around. Hang around. We have one more game this afternoon. I think it is at 1 or 1:30.
1:30.
See Nazgul skate along with other teenage skaters, and I will probably be back here on the mic.
Valentine's, who do you have for most valuable blocker?
Lemon Bomb.
Lemon Bomb. Most valuable jammer?
Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball. And most valuable overall?
Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom. And who do you have for most valuable jammer?
Cherry Chainsaw.
Cherry Chainsaw. Most valuable blocker?
Smoking Cinder.
Smoking Cinder. And most valuable overall?
Destroyer.
Destroyer. All right, let's do some pictures here.
And there we go.
Spinning around one final blocker.
Oh, what a move to get around.